Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Monday, the 17th of October 2022. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1. The S&P ASX 200 finished the day down 1.4% to 6,664 points, following the weak lead-in from Wall Street over the weekend. Energy and materials stocks led the market lower. Macquarie Group and QBE Insurance both fell 4%, while Santos was off 3%. BHP, Woodside Energy, Transurban and South 32 all fell more than 2%. On the other side of the ledger, ANZ and Goodman Group were the 2 best performers of the large caps. Story number 2, Health Minister Mark Butler has commissioned a report on the Health Department's existing compliance and audit programs following revelations that billions of dollars were being rorted or wasted from Medicare each year. A joint investigation by the Sydney Morning Herald and The Age and ABC's 7:30 uncovered instances of doctors billing for dead patients and radiologists over-servicing cancer patients, which they claim highlight flaws in the Medicare system that makes it easy to rort. Dr. Margaret Foe, the country's leading expert on Medicare, estimated the annual cost of waste and rorts at about $8 billion. That equates to roughly 30% of its annual budget and more than the annual cost of running the Air Force. Mr. Butler said the overwhelming majority of Australia's medical professions did the right thing, but it was important that every dollar in Medicare was spent directly on patient care. Story number 3, Australia's third largest company, CSL, said the iron deficiency division of the recently acquired Vifor Pharma is the jewel in the crown. That deal last December cost CSL $11.7 billion. Now, one of the biggest opportunities for the iron deficiency business is the potential expansion in the US of one of its drugs that's already widely used in Europe for heart failure. A decision on the product from the Federal Drug Administration in the US is expected in February. Vifor is expected to add about $300 million to CSL's net profit this year. Away from Vifor, CEO Paul Perreault said the recovery in plasma collection volumes following COVID-19 could take some years. Story number 4, Insurance Australia has announced it will undertake an on-market share buyback of up to $350 million, funded by a reduction in its business interruption provisions. That's the provision that was sitting there in case of adverse court rulings. But a decision by the High Court last Friday provides certainty around what insurers will have to pay out on the back of COVID, hence the buyback. Other insurers, IAG and Suncorp, also have hefty provisions that could also go back to shareholders. In fact, the 3 have around $1 billion in provisions for lawsuits potentially affecting thousands of businesses. And finally, story number 5, there are media reports today that Westpac wants to buy Australian payment terminal business Tyro Payments. And the speculation was enough for the group's share price to jump 9% today. Mind you, its share price is down about 50% this year. The report suggests that National Australia Bank and Commonwealth Bank are also interested. Now, Tyro provides EFTPOS services. You might see the name on the EFTPOS terminal at the local shop as they hand the machine to you so you can tap your card. Earlier this year, Tyro rejected a private equity bid worth $660 million, but one of its major shareholders, Grok Ventures, which is owned by Atlassian billionaire Mike Cannon-Brookes, said they were interested in the bid. Hence, the banks are suddenly interested themselves. That's it for the afternoon report for Monday, the 17th of October, 2022. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Twitter and Facebook. Join Michael Thompson and I tomorrow morning for the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed, the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.